bacon and chestnut stuffing.
When you cook all these veggies with the bacon, it adds so much more flavor. Okay, a little bit of salt, and we're gonna soften them. They're gonna finish cooking in the oven, but you wanna start the cooking process here, otherwise they'll be too crunchy later. We're gonna chop a little bit of rosemary. All right, so we've got our rosemary, but we're gonna wait to add the rosemary until all these veg are already softened. And then the chestnuts. It's about 5 ounces of chestnuts. They're so yummy. Last thing I wanna add, a whole head of radicchio, which will get wilted into the stuffing. And this will sort of warm it up, and it'll be a little bit more mild in flavor than a raw radicchio would be. All right, so let's add all the radicchio, all the chestnuts, and all of the rosemary. Turned off the heat. Look how pretty that is. Then a little bit of salt, and the residual heat will start to wilt the radicchio. Okay, so we've got a whole ciabatta here, all cubed up. We're gonna add the bacon and the veg. And we're also gonna add 1 egg to keep everything together. Just make sure that the stuffing has nice texture. And we're just gonna kind of toss that. All right, we're gonna add a cup of Parmesan cheese. Gotta have the Parmesan cheese. It's gonna be so good in here. Parm is done, toss it again. And see, slowly the bread starts to absorb all the flavors, but it'll hold its shape. And that's the whole point of using day-old bread. Okay. I'm just gonna put it all in here. You want it to be full like this. It'll look a lot prettier and it'll start to sink once it's cooked. Last thing we need is a little bit of chicken broth. About 2 cups of chicken broth to keep this nice and moist in the oven while it bakes. And the bread will absorb the chicken broth. Make sure you always have plenty of chicken broth. It will save the day with gravy, with stuffing, with just about anything. We want to dot the top with a little bit of butter. And just to keep it nice and moist on top. And then we tent the whole thing with a little bit of tin foil to keep all of the flavor locked inside. We'll bake it at 375 degrees for about 30 minutes with the tin foil on, and then we'll take the tin foil off for the last 20 just so it gets nice and golden brown on top.